Hey, what's happening, guys? It's Amy Nicholas back after a little hiatus. I have not been live for a while, but number one, missed y'all. Number two, I've just been reading and studying and working on some new things and just like learning a lot. And I just wanted to kind of put some things together and then come back and speak with you. So sorry for the long delay here. I'm going to share this out to my page. And I don't know if anybody is watching me still on YouTube because I haven't uploaded there in a while either. But let's share this out. Okie dokie. It's going to be an interesting topic of discussion today because I feel like a lot of people misunderstand what the law of attraction is about. They don't really know what it's used for, and they're actually using something that could be in their favor and hurting themselves. So why the law of attraction is actually stopping you from business success. And I got my Rhonda Byrne books here, and one of them is The Secret, which is probably like the most well-known written piece of content around the law of attraction. Now, of course, she made the movie first, but she also wrote the book on it. And if you've only seen the movie, I think you're missing out. I think you need to make sure that you are basically reading the book because you're going to get more information from that. She interviews top teachers, right, from this book. And, everybody's got their own opinions and things like that. And what I've found is, it's like if you believe that something's going to happen, okay, guess what? Your belief makes it so. So there's different opinions, there's different theories, there's different beliefs. Everybody's got their own way of, having this work in their favor or not. So a lot of people also say that The Secret was incomplete, okay, because and honestly, I didn't get this from The Secret, that I think people watched it so long ago or read the book so long ago that they actually forgot what it's about. Like, I guarantee you go back and read this book or watch the movie again, you're going to be like, oh, okay, now I'm remembering new things about this. A lot of people will incorrectly say that, oh, the book just says to focus on positive thinking. Doesn't tell you to take any action. Well, no. There's a lot of people in the book that she interviewed that actually say, no, you should be doing this and this and this. So that's one of the misconceptions about it. Now, she came out a couple of years later, I think it was. Let me see if I can see a date here. Because that was 2006, the movie The Secret came out. And 2010, she put this out, The Power. It was never a movie, although I feel like it should have been. But this book went into greater depth on what the law of attraction really is all about. Okay, so I'm going to backtrack a minute back to the title here and tell you why the law of attraction is not working in your favor. Because, okay, and this honestly, like, let me give you a little rundown on my history. I have been studying business success, how to do a side hustle, how to quit your job, and I went through this process of studying what I thought was going to be like strategies, like, ooh, how do I make money online? How do I create a business that eventually replaces my job? Blah, blah, blah. And that's, I think, where most people start that want to go into entrepreneurship. When I started to actually dive into material, books, YouTube videos, seminars, workshops, things like that, what people were actually talking about was that everything was up here in regards to success. And I was really blown away by that because all the years of school that you go through in the US and, all that crap, they do not teach you the power of your mindset, right? So I learned all this like personal development, mindset stuff, goal setting, creating habits and disciplines and all that sort of stuff. And as I started to dive into that, it started to lead me down other paths related to, I call it manifestation or prosperity thinking. Law of attraction is within what I'm talking about here. And that goes deeper beyond just thinking. Okay. So when you're thinking about your online business and you're like, I'm thinking about what I want, Amy, I'm telling you, I'm thinking about more sales. I'm thinking about things getting better. I'm thinking about a big payday. I'm thinking about, whatever that you are not seeing in your business. You're thinking about what you want to see, right? Why is that working against you? It took me years to figure this out because I was like, what the heck? I'm doing what the books say, I'm reading this stuff. I'm studying, I'm like intellectually understanding what the books are telling me. I'm going to the seminars, I'm trying to apply this crap in my life. Why does it feel like I am not progressing? In fact, in some parts of my journey, it felt like I was regressing. I was like, I'm trying to go up here. I had some like quantum leaps early on in my entrepreneurship, and I was like, oh, this is great. Things are cooking. I'm good at this. And then, when a few things shifted, I was like turning back to the personal development stuff. And I'm like, all right, what went wrong? How can I fix it? All right, this is what I want. Let me work hard. Let me do all these things. Let me fix things, right? Well, as I was thinking of what I thought was what I wanted, I have learned through these teachings. Now, by the way, Rhonda Byrne learned a lot of her material from, there's a lady online named Esther Hicks. She does the teachings of Abraham Hicks. And if you go online and you listen to any of that content, you'll realize it's very similar to what Rhonda Byrne teaches. Now, she says what you're thinking, when you think you're thinking about what you want, you are most of the time, if it's not happening in your life, if you don't see stuff like flying in your life, magically, and oh, this happened, and I'm so excited, this is happening now, and I'm making sales, and I'm doing really good, and my business is booming. If that's not happening, it is because you're actually thinking of the lack of what you want. I learned this from the Secret books, all the series in that, and also from a guy named Kevin Trudeau. If you go on to YouTube and look up Your Wish is Your Command, one of my all-time favorite audio programs. It's free. It is long, but I've listened to that thing like 70 times, probably all the way through. It's like 15 hours. Okay. Kevin Trudeau, Your Wish is Your Command. I feel like I first heard that phrase from him, and he either got it from, Rhonda's teachings or from the teachings of Abraham, just to give you backstory. But yeah, if you are trying something really hard, you're like, Amy, I'm putting in the time. I'm doing the work. I'm like thinking about my goal. I'm doing affirmations. I'm meditating. I'm visualizing. I'm doing all these things they tell you to do, right? The law of attraction experts. I'm humming and thinking about everything I want. And then it's not coming. It is because you actually are thinking of what you don't have right now. So for example, let's say that you are trying to hit a new milestone in your business. Let's say, I'm just using random numbers here. Let's say you are like seemingly stuck at a certain income per month. Let's just say you can't get over $1,000 profit a month. And you're like, okay, well, I really want to make $1,500 next month. And you're thinking about it, and you're thinking about it. You're like, 1,500, it's, where's my 1,500? And it feels challenging. It feels hard. You're doing more, right? You're doing more that month to try to hit that $1,500 income goal. And you're like, wait a minute. I didn't hit it. In fact, I did it worse than I did the month before when I hit 1,000 profit and I thought that I needed to hit 1,500 and I was going to, do that the next month. Well, because what's happening as you think about your goal, you're like, okay, I want 1,500. There's a part of your brain that's like, number one, you ain't got 1,500, right? It's telling you this because it's looking at the logical side. It's looking at the bank account. It's looking at the sales report. It's looking at what is right now. You know what I'm saying? Like it's looking at the reality, okay? And it's telling you, you don't got 1,500 a month. You're trying to think positive and like, yeah, my goal, it's happening, and your brain is like, no. Because it's just wired that way. It's wired for survival. It's you've been programmed since you were young. Typically, most people grew up with the thinking that money was scarce. You got all these kind of crazy beliefs about what money is, right? And you're looking at the bank account like, it ain't even getting better, right? I'm looking at the sales. It ain't even getting better. I have a goal. I'm focused on the goal. Why isn't it happening? And as you continue to focus on the goal, which is what every law of attraction expert or whatever you want to call them is going to tell you, it either does not happen or it seems like it's just always out of reach. You're going for it. It's just not happening. You're getting actually worse results as you think about it. So here is the solution that most people will not tell you. Smash the like button if you want the solution on how to overcome you not getting what you want, okay? You don't even notice that you do this. I don't even notice that I do this, okay? I have to catch myself sometimes because I think that I'm doing okay. I understand this stuff. And then I'm looking back, a week, 2 weeks, a month, and I'm like, wait a minute, what was I thinking about? And as you realize that you're thinking and thinking and thinking on this goal and it's not coming, it's getting worse, it's actually detrimental to it coming in your life if you are too focused on it. What? Yeah. What is happening from the brain mindset point of view is you're thinking about the goal and you're thinking, I don't have it. Thinking about the goal, I don't have it. Thinking about the goal, I don't have it. I don't have it. I don't have it. So your actual energy in you is more focused on not having something. When I learned this, it really explained to me why things didn't seem to be moving in the direction I wanted and why I felt stuck, in previous years with my business and whatnot and different times where I just felt stuck. And I'm like, gosh, why is this not moving forward? And as I looked at it and I'm like, okay, I'm thinking about what I want, but it's not coming. Well, as I learned and studied and found out, yeah, I'm thinking about the lack of what I want. And that's why it just keeps staying the freaking same. Because if you think about how you don't have something, your brain is like, okay, you don't have it, you're going to continue to not have it. I mean, it's funny how the brain and the mind work. And that's why I say a lot of people are using the law of attraction against themselves. Now, how do you use it for yourself, right? You have to take your mind off of it. This sounds totally counterintuitive to what most people are going to tell you. But if there is a resistance, and based upon how you feel, this is all you have to do to figure out, am I going in the right direction or am I going in the wrong direction? Ask yourself, as I think about my goal, okay, so say like your goal is $1,500 a month, how do I feel about this goal? If you feel any kind of like, I wish I had that, man, that seems so far away right now. I'm trying and it's just not coming. Don't think about the goal. There's a couple of things that work here, but just basically don't think about the goal. Because what you're doing is you're recreating that scenario over and over and over and over. Because you're thinking about your goal and you're thinking about not having it. Now, say you think about $1,500 a month, making that kind of money, and you're like, okay, that sounds great. I can see that happening. Like, no problem. That would be awesome, right? Going from $1,000 to $1,500 and, I'm going up and this feels really good. Stay in that. As long as you feel good thinking about the goal, think about it. If you feel, and this is where you have to be very observant about yourself and your hidden thoughts and things that are floating around up there. If you feel that you are not feeling like wonderful about the goal, just let it go. Don't think about it. Keep doing what you're doing. Okay. Keep working on your business. Maybe you take a day off, regroup, go have some fun, go out in nature, go for a walk, go to the gym, whatever can help you take your mind off of the current situation. Because as you keep looking at what is, you're creating it over and over and over. So if you don't want what is to continue, you want things better, but you're still not feeling great about your goal because you're like, I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't know what to do. I'm not sure what's next, you know? And as you think about it, you are dragging yourself further and further away from that goal. That goal, if you were to think about this in terms of science, here's your goal up here. Okay. Green money, right? You, as you think about it negatively, saying, man, I don't have my goal. I don't have my goal. You're not on the same frequency as your goal. And I'm not, you know, some sort of quantum physicist, energetic vibration scientist or anything, but I do understand that if I want the goal up here, I have to become and feel like the person up there. If I'm down here thinking, where's the money? Where's the goal? I haven't hit it yet. I'm just going away. I'm going further and further away. And so the law of attraction says you have to be up here thinking. Like attracts like. Okay. I know this is kind of like out there stuff, but I try to make it easy to understand where if you were like, I do not see my goal happening in my online business. In fact, it feels like it's further away than ever. It is because when you think about it and you think you're doing the right thing, you're thinking about the lack of it. You could be thinking about it all day long. And they say, oh, and I think a lot of people got that from this book. I think about my goal all the time, you know, and I think about it, and you know, I imagine what I'm going to do with the money and this and that. But they don't understand that most of the time they're thinking about not having it. They're looking at the bank account, they're looking at the sales reports. They're like, I don't have it. They don't know that that's what they're thinking sometimes. It's very subtle. There is a fine line sometimes between thinking about what you want and thinking about the lack of it. I've had to catch myself numerous times, you know, thinking that I'm thinking about what I want. Yeah, I want this. I'm picturing it. Okay, great. Where is it? You know, but I'm thinking about the lack. I'm looking around for it because I don't see it. So I'm actually thinking about not having it. So I hope this video makes sense for you. I try to explain these principles as best I can in simple terms. Is it's like out there kind of stuff, you know, thinking about what you want, but you're thinking about the lack, what, you know, but feel free to ask any questions, you know, related to that. Has anybody read or seen the movie The Secret? I mean, we're talking 2006 here that this came out. And actually the book came out, I'm going to guess 2007 or 8. Oh, no, same year. Okay. So somehow she pumped the book out too. I think she actually released the movie first and then the book came out right after. I think that was her marketing plan. If you read the book and you were like, I don't know, this stuff is kind of, I tried it. It didn't really work for me. Oh, thank you. Rockabye says, thanks for your insight, Amy. I like your anime photo. That's cool. Yeah, if you read The Secret or watched the movie and you're like, it didn't do it for you, go get the other one. The Power. This explains like things in a much deeper level, yet simple than just The Secret. The Secret kind of is like focused on what you think about. The Power is more focused on how you feel. And I don't think that most people know anything about their feelings playing a part and that actually overrides your thoughts. I'll get into that in another video. That's a whole other like seminar series right there about feelings and thoughts. But who, you know, as I said, who's read The Secret or watched the movie, if you can comment. I'm just curious. I know there's a lot of people that don't even know about it, which surprises me because it was, I mean, they talk about it being such a big internet sensation. It was like the first movie ever released on the internet. But again, we're talking 2006 here. So it's been some time. And even I didn't see it when it came out. I wasn't even studying this stuff yet. I had just freaking graduated from college. And I didn't get into this stuff until 2014, 2013, something like that. So I was years later too. But anyways, if you guys want to know more about it, let me know. Oh, Magma says, I've read The Secret, but it's so long ago. Yeah, I would encourage you to reread it. I love her books, like the way she put them together, because they're like colorful and they're fun and I don't know, they just look good on a bookshelf. But like, see, there's like little graphics and things. It's just a fun read, you know? And it's a high quality book. They use like the good thick paper, like, I don't know what that's called, but anyways, I would go and get that one if you don't have it, and also The Power. If you just really want a comprehensive understanding of all this stuff, highly recommend. But anyways, if you guys like this kind of stuff and learning about law of attraction and manifestation, and you want to know more ways to use it to your advantage in business, I'll be talking more future live streams. My goal is to do Mondays and Fridays to be consistent again and to pick 2 days a week that I will be live doing that. So Laura says, this is me. I read the book, have a goal, but not seeing it happen. Yeah. And here's the thing, Laura, like, especially if it's been a while, there's 2 reasons why your goal may not have come to you. Number one, the resistance is there. You're thinking about the goal, but you're thinking about the lack, as I explained. Number 2, the goal is a little too out of reach for your belief system. So for example, if you were making like, let's just say you're making like $2,000 a month as an entrepreneur, and you're like, oh, I want to make 10 grand a month. For some people, I'll say for most people, that would be a big stretch, because you're going to probably worry about, how am I going to go from $2,000 a month to freaking 10 grand a month, right? And you're not going to have the beliefs set that it could happen for you. Now, some people though are like, no, I can do that. No problem. Like, self-confidence and what you believe you're capable of has a lot to do with the belief. But if you are like, you know what, that goal feels a little bit out of reach for me, maybe it would be best if I pick something closer to what I would, believe in. So you say, okay, I'm making $2,000 a month now. Let's go for $3,000. What the heck? Then it would probably come to you a lot faster, because that's not such a big stretch. You're going for 50% more that next month or whatever. And it's not like, oh my gosh, that's impossible, right? It's not so far. I had a goal like years ago. It was really high. And I was baffled because, number one, I had hit a number kind of out of nowhere. Like, I had a 6-figure month out of nowhere. And then things changed in what I was doing online. And so the next few months after that, they weren't like that at all. And I thought I could just jump back up to the 6-figure number. But apparently my beliefs were not there because it just didn't manifest. And so I was like, all right, I'm going to take it down a notch, and it took me some time, and it was like an ego thing too, to actually say, okay, Amy, like, let's just pick a number that's close to where you are right now and go from there. Like, you don't have to pick this huge number because you think, oh, I got to be the big goal setter, like, I'm all about 10X and stuff like that with Grant Cardone's materials, but I think that's one scenario where you can derail yourself from your goal. If you say, I'm making $1,000 a month, I'm going to make 10,000 next month, and you don't really believe it internally, it's just not going to happen. There has to be an element of belief behind it. Now, if you say, okay, like I said, pick something close, like you're doing $2,000 a month, you want to do $3,000 a month, and you say, okay, I may not know how I'm going to do this, but I can look at what I'm doing right now and probably I can make some tweaks. I can do some new things over here. Maybe I start running some ads. Maybe I start doing this, and you start to get ideas, right? Because you're willing to believe that it's possible. If you're not where you can believe it, you're not going to even get the ideas, and you're going to discourage yourself. And I'm just sharing this because, like I said, it happened to me, and I greatly discouraged myself because I was nowhere near my goal. And I was like, all right, what's going on here? And so I dove into the study of this stuff and wondering why my goal wasn't manifesting. Well, I was too far away from what I believed. And I was thinking about the lack of it a lot. and if you notice yourself focus on how am I going to do it? How, that is also the wrong vibration to be in, because again, you're going back to feeling like you're not sure how. That's making you focus on it not happening, and that just takes you down the other track, wrong way. So yeah, I hope that helps, Laura. And I'm not sure how long you've had your goal for, but if it's been a time, that is one of the things. Now, because you guys are popping in here, I will say this too. I really do not believe in setting dates for goals. This goes against probably like every law of attraction person, other than literally I can think of Kevin Trudeau and maybe like the Abraham Hicks teachings. The rest of them would probably disagree with me, because they say like, oh, you got to have a date, it's a date. You got to make it happen, right? It's the wrong way to do it. It puts a lot of pressure on yourself. And what I found was it basically, if I didn't hit the goal, okay, month one, all right, I didn't hit it. All right, next month I'll do it. Didn't hit it. Okay, next month, next month. And you're like, man, what the heck? I'm not hitting this goal and I'm getting more frustrated. That was a huge indicator for me. And when I heard Kevin Trudeau talk about it, that it actually is kind of an ego trip to tell the universe, like, you got to bring me this at this date. You don't know the best time for the goal to come. You might want it right now, but maybe the timing isn't right. And maybe there's something even better coming to you. But if you're so focused on this thing happening by this date, it may never come to you. The good, the extra good, Rockabye says, I feel that if I get too obsessed with a goal or with the numbers, it's unhealthy for me. So I try not to look at the numbers too often. Yeah, I love that. I will 100% agree and back that up. And I will even tell you this. I know people like earning millions of dollars a year that, there's like two schools of thought. Focus on the numbers, right? This is how you grow. But I literally heard someone say that when she did that, it actually brought her sales down. And when you focus instead on the service you're providing, whatever it is you're doing, you're bringing value and people are paying you money, that's the thing to focus on. And yeah, if you're looking at the numbers, like what I found myself doing years ago with doing print on demand, and I was checking in on my Merch by Amazon account all the time and my KDP account all the time. What I found was every time I was logging in, I'm like, okay, where's the sales, And I'm looking and I'm looking and I'm looking at the same thing, no more sales. And it was very discouraging because I'm like hoping, okay, maybe I made some more sales, but I'm looking at the same picture over and over and over. And if it's not what I want, if that particular day wasn't a great sales day, I'm just looking at the same thing over and over and making myself feel bad, right? So I agree. Don't look at your numbers so much. It's challenging, online because it's so easy to just like log in and check things, right? But I would encourage you to either like set a time every day, one time a day, maybe you check your numbers, or you say, I can do this every couple days. Like perhaps if you have a full-time job and you're doing online stuff as a side hustle, that's a little easier to do, because you got something else going on. And in fact, your sales might improve because you're not staring at it all the time. So 100%, don't look at the numbers too much and focus instead on how you can be of more service rather than how can I sell more stuff. I've read a lot of sales books, a lot of business books, even people that ascribe to the law of attraction philosophies and will tell you they do, and they will tell you, oh, I know about this and this and this, but still talk about the numbers and, and don't talk about the resistance that there is behind that. Because like, let's say, you log in today and you had a good sales day. Oh, cool. Sweet. And you're thinking about this, how your day went. It was good. Great. Okay. Now, let's say you log in tomorrow and you haven't even made a sale yet. Now, it could just be too early, right, for you to be checking in, but it could derail you right there. You could have just basically taken those good thoughts about, yesterday's sales and how you did so good, and then just threw it out the window because you looked at today. And what happens is our brains are like fixated on the problem. Yesterday being good, yeah, that doesn't matter. Today sucks. And that's what I'm focused on, right? I have found that, even when I hit certain things, like certain goals, or I manifest something in my life, especially if it was long in coming, and it's like my brain will instantly want to jump to the next problem. It's like, it's very short-lived celebration. If I manifested something in my life that was great and awesome, okay, and what do I got to fix next? And I'm like, what? Why? I got to enjoy this more, but the brain is like, no, I got to solve problems. And just the fact that it calls it problems makes you have more problems. So just keep that in mind as you do your business, that there's a lot of people out there that are only fixated on putting out fires, fixing things, how do I get, this working or whatever. And again, going back to the topic of the video, how we're sabotaging with the law of attraction, using it against us. What you're doing, instead of like business strategy, thinking solutions, you're thinking about the things that don't work. And what's that going to do? It's going to give you more stuff that doesn't work, right? So if day to day you're putting out fires, you're thinking about, I got to fix this. I got to get more sales. I got to upload more stuff. Yeah, I got all these things I got to work on that are problems, right? You're going to get more. So again, go back to how can I serve? How can I do this better is a better question, instead of like, how can I fix this? Or you might be looking at it as like, this isn't working. What can I do? Well, you could say some things are working. Not everything is going to, the toilet. Some things are working. Okay. All right. Well, what is working? Okay. Well, I made this one sale yesterday and it was in this niche, and, I never sold in that niche before. Okay. That's working. Do more, right? That shifts your brain instantly away from what you don't want to what you do want. Okay. So if this video was helpful, smash the like button, share it out. I'm going to go live again on Friday, probably somewhere in the 12 to 1:30 time frame, probably 12:30 to 1:30 time frame. So bookmark your calendar, whatever. Follow me on Facebook so you get notified, or subscribe to my YouTube and turn on the bell notifications all, because there's like too many options on YouTube now to not see me. And check that out. If you're interested in learning more about this stuff, comment below. And if you just want next level, one-on-one learning with me individually on a one-on-one basis, send me a message on Facebook. Be happy to help you. Yeah. Oh, and I have a free cheat sheet down there for you to take. 5 secret steps to create your stress-free ultimate dream business. Take a look at that. Totally free. Download it right away. And I will see you on the next one. Take care.